So the short answer to this question is that any student, 2Ls, 3Ls, LLMs, who are interested in human rights at all ought to come and join the clinic. We have students who are new to human rights, who have never worked in the field, and we also have students who are experienced practitioners. All are welcome, and I think all benefit enormously from the experience in the clinic. For newer students, for those who don't yet have a sense of what human rights looks like in practice, this is an opportunity to learn the tools, techniques, and skills necessary to be effective human rights lawyers and advocates. It's also an opportunity to gain specialized knowledge in particular areas of human rights practice. For those who are experienced practitioners, perhaps you've worked in human rights before, whether in the United States or abroad, this is an opportunity to deepen those skills, an opportunity to grow as human rights lawyers and advocates, and perhaps an opportunity to work in a specific subset of the human rights field with which you're not yet experienced. So for any students interested in human rights, come join us.
So a clinic project allows our students to engage in real-world human rights work under the supervision of us, your expert clinician, and in partnership with human rights organizations or affected communities all over the world. Students are involved in all aspects of the work on their clinical projects. So that might be developing strategies, interviewing witnesses or stakeholders, drafting a brief, or presenting findings. But the point is that you're doing actual human rights work that has real stakes and a tangible impact. Once you're in the clinic, you have an opportunity to tell us more about yourself, your background, your interests, the skills that you want to build. And you also see all of the projects that are being offered in any given term, usually about 12, and you can select one of those to work on. So you rank your interests. Those could be thematic or geographic or skills-based. And then we, the clinicians, match students to work on their projects.
When you sign up for the clinic, you choose how many clinical credits you enroll in, and you have a choice of enrolling in 3, 4, or 5 credits. Most students choose to take 3 credits, and what that means is that you're completing 144 hours of clinical work across the semester, which averages out to about 12 hours a week, although some weeks you may be doing fewer hours and some weeks you may be doing more hours depending on what the project involves. But by the end of the semester, you'll have completed 144 hours of work if you've enrolled in 3 credits. When you enroll in the clinic, you're making a commitment to 1 semester only. But once you've been in our clinic for a semester, you can choose to apply to return as an advanced student. And we love to have students come back. Some students return for just 1 semester. Others have been part of the clinic for each semester of their 2 and 3L years.
So you're going to learn a lot of skills in the International Human Rights Clinic. And we're trying to teach students the range of skills that human rights lawyers employ to make change happen. So we have 2 parts of our clinic. One is seminars and another part is clinic projects. When you think about the seminars, we're talking about going broad, like looking at the big picture of all the different tools that human rights lawyers use in the field. In the seminar, you'll get a chance to be introduced to and experiment with a lot of the tactics that human rights lawyers use and get really comfortable with those different tactics. And we're thinking about things like strategic litigation, media work, and how to combine that media work with policy advocacy or litigation that's ongoing. We're thinking about things like oral and written communication skills and how to be persuasive, and also investigation and documentation. Students also get a chance to engage with treaty development and law reform, how to change the law when the law is not already addressing the human rights abuses that we see before us. We also have clinic sessions that are on community lawyering and how that actually manifests whenever you're in an international context. So that's the seminar. And the seminar, we're thinking that broad, touching base with all the different skills and getting to practice them. Now, when we're thinking about clinic projects, we're talking about going deep. There, is a chance for clinic students to engage with 1 or 2 key clients or partners of the clinic. And here you get a chance to really learn about the substantive area of human rights law or humanitarian law that you're working with on behalf of these clients or partners. You also get a chance to work with the allies and other lawyers that are working in that field. So here we're getting a chance to engage with some of the skills that we introduced in the seminar, but also to go deep with them in your clinic project.
The community at IHRC is welcoming, it's warm, and it's fun. I think the clinic is a place that is often brimming with creative strategizing, with deep legal thinking, and with what I would call a healthy dose of moral outrage, which propels us forward. But I think the thing that makes the clinic feel most like home for me is that we strive to create a community where everyone can bring their whole selves. And speaking of home, one of my favorite traditions at IHRC is that we make it a point to once a semester gather at Susan's house for dinner. And it's just such a lovely way to bring the community together outside of the law school.